let's take a second and go over our command sequence. How do I give a command to my dog? Every time we give a command outside of off command, we give a freebie first. So if I was going to ask Maverick to come, first thing I do is say, Maverick, come, and I don't click a button. And he has a choice to make. Is he going to come over, or is he going to stay over there and sniff the grass? He's like, oh boy, yes, you did good, good job. And when he gets here, you give him some praise. Good boy, good come, all right? Now I go into the next part of the sequence. Maverick, sit. And then he has another choice to make, but that freebie was not a click. All right. So he sits. Good sit, good boy, you apply praise. We're doing a good dog scenario first. Then we ask for down. Maverick, down. And he has a choice to make. Do I lay down, or do I sniff the grass or stare at that dog over there? He lays down. Good down, good boy. Good job. He's mad I didn't turn the camera vertically. Then I can give release, and that's our BREAK. Maverick, break! Good job, yeah, good boy. And that's your celebration, right? You give a lot of praise, and break can look different for different dogs. Maybe your dog doesn't like a big bunch of noise and a big bunch of touching. Maybe they just like good job. I have dogs that their puppy or their mentality is so young that you have to really take a second and think about how you break. If you break and you're like, oh, good job, your puppy's gonna go through the roof. But if you're like, oh, break, good job, it can be soft. It can be purposeful with our touches versus just erratic and crazy. And this is just getting a dog worked up right here. Maverick's pretty neutral, but if you have a dog with high energy levels, then they are going to go up through the roof and you're like, well, my dog goes crazy and I don't know why, and you could be the cause. So check out your energy on those breaks, apply your break specifically that your dog needs, all right? So that is good dog scenario. We give a freebie first, the dog makes a choice, and if they live on that first ask, then we're not clicking the button. So now let's go over a scenario where we have to click a little bit. First thing I'm gonna do is give that same freebie, all right? I'm gonna give the come command. I'll say, Maverick, come. You'll have that choice to make. And I have to set it a base number, all right? So your dog's base number will be specific to them, but I already have that first click ready to go. So I shouldn't even have to touch the dial on my first or my second ask. So I said, Maverick, come. He ignored the freebie. Now I'm gonna say, Maverick, come, and I'm gonna click. And that click is gonna be at the exact same time as that first syllable comes out of my mouth. The C in come, the D in down, the P in place. You're gonna make sure that it's lined up. If it's way too early, way too late, the dog may not associate it like we did it in training, all right? Make sure it's timed out with your verbal command. Come, sit, down, good job. I'm sorry, Maddie, you just guessed it. You're a good boy. I said, I'm listening to everything. Oh, good boy. Sorry, I gotta give some love. So, let's say you didn't listen to that. We didn't listen on freebie, now we didn't listen on my base number, my number that should work for my dog, his perception number. Now I gotta turn the dial up a little bit. This goes to the drill where we turn the dial by 1, 2, or 3. Because you really want to turn this in increments of 1, 2, or 3, depending on your dog. Some dogs are a little more sensitive to range. Some dogs can handle a wider range. So you figure out if it's 1s or 3s, 5s, depending on the dog. But typically we fall in 1 to 3, and that's what we want to aim for. So if I'm at a 2 and I hit a 3, a 4, or a 5, I'm good. And that's why you need to practice, because to be honest with you, you got to get to a point where you're not worried about the number on here. You're looking at your dog and you know you're in the appropriate place because they are responding and or reacting. And you put in the practice and you put in the work to know they're at the appropriate spot, all right? So I give it a turn. Now I'm at a 5. I ask again and I click, come. He doesn't come. I got to go up again. This time I'm at a 7. Come. This time he comes. I still praise, good come, good boy. Whether you ask 1 time or 10 times, you're still going to mark that successful attempt. As he comes toward me, I get ready to give the sit command. And pretty much as soon as he's within petting distance, I go ahead and give a sit command. And freebie first, sit. He didn't sit. So I make sure I reset back down to my base. Sit. He didn't sit. I go up a little bit. This time it was 3. Sit. He didn't sit. I go up a little bit. This time it was 2. I'm at 8. Sit. This time he sat. Good sit. Good boy. I'll reset my base. If I feel like I have to continue to go up and up and up and up and up, that should say to you that either your e-collar is too loose or you're not actually at your dog's proper number or range, and you should adjust your base up. Now I'm going to ask for down. Maverick down. That was the freebie, no click. He didn't do it. Click and ask. Down. He didn't do it. I'm going to go up a little bit. This time it was 4. Okay, I'm not going to overthink it. Down. This time he laid down. Good down, good boy. Reset my base. Now I give my release, break, and then we celebrate. Good job. Oh, that's a good job. Good boy, man. So that's how I give commands. Freebie first, then we click and ask. And if we're not listening when we click and ask, then we have to go up a little bit on the dial, up a little bit on the dial. If you stick to that range, you're typically, and if you're in the right range, you're typically only going to be living on freebie or your first click, because it's at the appropriate spot to get your dog's attention and communicate with them. Next video I want you guys to check out is going to be fitting it onto your dog.